I've been kind of messing around with stocks this year, right? And it is probably the most stressful time to mess around with stocks when you're in the middle of a pandemic or an economic crisis or anything like that. Man, I've seen myself lose $700, $800. I've seen myself gain $700, $800. Now, actually, last night I was reading the area I live in has just been deemed a second wave that we're in right now. And when I look at my stocks definitely, relate to that at the moment right now. But as I start to, look into other people that are into stocks, a lot of people are starting to talk about cryptocurrencies, and they're like, it's the next thing. It's the next thing that you're investing in. In the last 2 weeks, I've seen Bitcoin go up by over $2,000 a Bitcoin. And I'm like, well, then that's some stuff. I mean, if I could afford, purchasing a Bitcoin at $15,000, gaining $2,000 in that would have been nice. But the good thing about cryptocurrency is that you don't have to buy a whole coin or a whole crypto or whatever you want to call it. But the next company, oh man, PayPal and Venmo, which they're basically the same company, they are going to be offering and accepting cryptocurrency, which it's cool, interesting, weird, and what the hell all at the same time. Because when cryptocurrency was originally created back in the day, Bitcoin, I don't even think anybody knows to this day who created Bitcoin. Right? I really don't. Like, some people have a conspiracy theory thinking that it was a computer program that started it. Like, nobody really knows who created Bitcoin, as far as I know. I could be wrong. Maybe they know now. But back in the day, it was a bunch of people buying graphics cards, completing random algorithms, and farming cryptocurrency. Like, in my mind, I was like, are we building Skynet and we just don't know it? We're just giving them all of our GPU power to do complicated mathematical equations.
We're just looking at who created it. They're saying the first Bitcoin specification and proof of concept was published in 2009 in a cryptography mailing list by Satoshi Nakamoto. Satoshi left the project in late 2010 without revealing much about himself. And of course, now Bitcoin is just some kind of insane
beast.
Yeah. And it's saying that he's worth right now about 20 billion.
It's crazy. Because if you bought into these cryptocurrencies when they first came out, and they were only a couple dollars, right? Now Bitcoin is at, I think, $17. It's been fluctuating, and if you look at a 2-week period, to fluctuate between 15,000 to 17,000, and that's not even the highest we've seen Bitcoin. We see Bitcoin over 20,000, 25,000. Like, it's nuts. And Bitcoin is the oldest as far as I know about, but there's so many other cryptocurrencies on the market. But the whole point behind cryptocurrency was kind of to be anonymous. You don't need to know who owns the Bitcoin. All you needed was a virtual wallet number, and you could send and receive, and it wasn't linked to a currency. So it wasn't linked to a country or a currency or a physical dollar. It was all digital. So that was kind of the platform about it, right? The anonymity, anonymous. How do you say it? Anonymity, anonymous, not whatever. You guys know what I'm saying. Anyways, so for platforms to really start accepting stuff like this, like PayPal and Venmo, it kind of takes away from that anonymous factor, and it's linking it to, the actual banks and currencies and all that kind of stuff. But I think it's because a lot of these companies want a piece of the pie because they see how much money is going back and forth. I think there was a time when even Facebook was talking about coming out with their own cryptocurrency to being used through their platform, right?
Were they?
They were, yeah. I mean, that was years ago. They were talking about that. Not anytime soon. Because think about how much money goes through Facebook every day, right? Yeah. You have all those games like Zynga and Mojang and whatever. People are buying jewels and gems, and I think people even send money through the messenger to each other, right? So if they could get their own cryptocurrency going, it's just another way of padding their pockets. So it's just crazy to think that, I mean, all of these big companies are investing into cryptocurrency. I think everybody should have a very, very small percentage in cryptocurrency, but I'm not a financial advisor. It's also said that, at the beginning of this month, one of PayPal and Venmo's competitors is Square, and Square purchased $50 million worth of Bitcoin in October. Like that's no chump change. If somebody's going to purchase $50 million in a currency, or I'm going to call it a currency, it's a digital currency, they have to believe in it. Like, you wouldn't put $50 million and think that it's going to be shut down tomorrow. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think that I think, at least for myself, I was going to say we as a community, but at least for myself, I need to do some more research about this whole cryptocurrency thing, because locally we have a lot of companies that are allowing you to trade in it, buy in it, all kinds of stuff. And if I'm too late on the market on something that's money related, then that just means that I might be losing out on money that I need later on. So